Welcome to War Journal, Flames of War. And this podcast is our thoughts and discussions about the Flames of War games and other related interests. This episode is brought to you by Tracy George and Chaos Magic. We are not claiming to be experts of the game, but just wanted to have a casual conversation about Flames of War. Without any further delay, we now make our advance onto the podcast. And here are your hosts, Tracy and Arthur.
This is Tracy.
And I'm Arthur.
Welcome to War Journal, Flames of War, Episode 21, From Flames to Yanks. What's on tap for today's episode, Arthur?
We have 5 segments for our return. We start with a new segment, Commander Briefing, in which we discuss changes to the podcast and other personal gaming news. Next, we look at both of Battlefront's homepages and front page news. Then we discuss our progress with Team Yankee armies and our hobby. Tracy reviews a hobby supply he recently discovered in Recon. And we end with a discussion on our recent scenario games in More War. Good evening. Good evening. And thank you, General. Everyone on this committee is looking forward to hearing your take on the situation with our forces on the ground. You may begin your commander's briefing.
Well, we're back.
We're back! Woohoo! It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
Well, I think the first thing we should probably talk about is going forward how the podcast is probably going to be different.
Yes, because it will be.
Yeah. For the most part, I think our focus is going to be mainly on Team Yankee. Maybe a hit Flames of War here and there, but I know you have no interest in Flames of War now until they simplify the rules.
Yeah, because it's trying to get people to play a game where the rulebook is that thick, and we still were having. I mean, look at the question of the week.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, I'm not sure. It's just after a while you go, yeah, it's a fun game, but it's just too.
You need to read the book, almost want to say religiously, just to keep all the different rules in your head. But yeah, in that respect, Team Yankee is a lot simpler because even not reading the rules after a month, 2 months, it was still fairly quick to get back in there.
Yep.
So.
And also, it was like we were playing Team Yankee, and then I was confusing some rules from Flames of War to Team Yankee, and it was just
yeah. And I looked at the recent question of the week, and quickly realized, yeah, it could be really confusing trying to keep Team Yankees rules straight from Flames of War.
Right.
And since we have probably no plans of playing Flames of War anytime soon.
No, I don't. I'd rather just play Team Yankee.
Yeah.
And, well, we'll talk about why. We'll get into our hobby, probably, and talk about more why we're probably switching.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if they, like you said, if they update the rule book, I'll go back. I like the World War II genre. But, it's just, after playing Team Yankee,
it's hard to go back.
It is hard to go back.
Even though, they come up with stuff that's like, wow, that's tempting, but also, I don't have the funds, because most of the stuff I was playing, this other thing for me is, most of the stuff I'm playing in Flames of War, I don't have the proxy a lot, because you have a lot of Germans, but not the Germans I want to play.
Right. And
I already invested some amount of money in Team Yankee, but if I invested that in Flames of War, it would only be maybe a third of a army, and I'll play a bunch of different lists, so I might not use that stuff in.
Oh, okay.
And as well as in Flames of War, for tournaments, they constantly change the point total, so that means rearranging armies a lot. So for me, Team Yankee is actually cheaper.
Yeah.
So.
And I think I'm enjoying the game a lot more.
It's quicker.
Yeah. I do have to say though that I'm shocked that I switched from United States to Soviets. I thought when I go to I'm going to play U.S.
I didn't think I would be playing U.S. I thought I'd be playing Soviets, but yeah, the only thing about Soviets I like is the aircraft. But that may change. But
well, you like the looks of the aircraft.
I like the looks of the aircraft, and the rules are not that bad either. But everything else, well, that might change. But that's later in the podcast.
Yeah. So what's, besides the kind of refocusing on Team Yankee, what else?
Well, I think this would be a good segment to talk about, like, things we like doing or going to plan to do, such like going to conventions or tournaments. And you had an idea for a convention we're going to at the end of the month?
Yeah, it's I saw there's one in Chicago, but Adepticon, but I think it's sold out, and it's a little bit further, and I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
This one was TwisterCon, which
Okay.
is pretty close to us. It's down in Oklahoma, March 25th and 26th. We're talking about going to the 26th this Saturday because I have to work the 25th, and they're having some Team Yankee events there. Thing is, we looked at what it's about, and it doesn't really tell you bring this many points, or it's a tournament, or it's just we'll provide the models. There's not much information.
Like, I think I've heard like they briefly talk about it, and I remember something about like they're gonna have like one session for like they have models for new players, and then they might have something else for people who already have it to play each other. But yeah, I think you need to probably contact someone who's a part of the event to get more details, and if it all sounds good, let's register.
Yep. Yeah, so it says TwisterCon 12, 2016, and it's going to be Midwest, well, there's the Sheraton Midwest City Hotel at the Reed Conference Center in Midwest City, Oklahoma.
All right.
So, and it looks like Friday goes from 2 to 11, and Saturday goes from 9 to 12.
Yeah.
No, not 9 a.m., 12 noon, 9 to midnight. So.
Yeah.
I didn't want people to think Saturday was just 3 hours. So we're looking at that.
Yeah, so probably not, hopefully not next podcast, but the following podcast we could do a follow-up on what happened there.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Battlefront front page news.
Alright, so looks like we're going to look at, you want to do something with the Flames of War one first.
I'll go to Team Yankee and then
Okay.
Flames of War.
Alright.
So, yeah, this double pack because they got 2 pages now.
Alright, so the buildings are coming out, which I'm kind of excited about,
Yeah.
but they're not. The price, $50 each. They do look good.
They really do.
And I like that they're pre-made. I mean, they're built already,
Yeah.
pre-painted and everything. I really, really like that.
Yeah.
And they fit the models.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to get probably 2. Well, one from this set maybe, but the other one I want to get is, like, it's already out, but the oil rig.
Yeah.
I'm like, that looks really good. I have plans for that, so I'm probably going to pick that up. So that way some of the terrain be mine.
Well, another one I liked was, and I'm trying to find it, is the, because they got right now just the factory up there, but there was the barn, the farm. I like the looks of that one.
Well, the 6 new ones?
Yeah.
That's on the Flames of War.
Okay, well, we'll get to that.
That's one of the reasons I want to go there.
Okay. All right. So they're talking about the factory, which I think I do want the factory.
All right.
Okay. So just going with what they have there. And then they got some YouTube videos and blogs.
An excerpt from the novel, because Cole is going to re-release it.
Yep. With some, I sometimes revised the novel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look forward to that. And another thing I need to do is come up with some questions to ask him, because Phil mentioned that to me on the forum, so I need to get on that.
Yep. And some new models coming out.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're already out, but they're showing what some people have painted.
Yeah, I think that's the Tale of 7 Gamers. I think that's the gamers from Battlefront about their hobby.
Oh.
Though, the picture of that gopher, that is awesome. Because,
Yep.
like he modeled it as it's firing a missile
That does look good.
with all the smoke trails. And like,
That's pretty awesome. I agree with you on that one.
yeah, I think I'm about 5 or 10 years before I have the skills to do that.
Well, you know what? I can't remember what they made this. Oh, I think it's the stuff you make. You know, the flocking stuff. You use trees.
Mm.
You put that glue to
Oh,
that flocking. It kind of sticks together. I think that's what they do with this. and they stick a wire in it and glue it around that wire, and then you paint it white.
Oh. Maybe some gray and darkness.
What you could do also is, if you can hide the magnets inside the thing that's shooting the missile out and have a magnet on that, well, it's got a metal piece anyway, to where you can attach it and unattach it. Like when it shoots, you can put it on there, and when it's not going to be shooting that turn, you can take it off.
Or so you know, like, I shot last turn, so I shot obviously because the missiles come out, so
So I'm tempted to try something like that. Just to, well, no, I'm not. Wait, I do have gophers. What am I thinking? I keep thinking I'm U.S. Okay, so when I get my gophers, I'm going to look at them, and can I put my magnets in there?
That would be really cool. That would be an easy way to know if you fired on my turn.
Yeah. And there's a template for, which I need to look at doing for camo. I'm thinking of doing the putty. You know, like some people, they have that tacky stuff that you put posters up a wall.
Yeah, I got some of that. That's probably what I'm going to do. I actually looked at his comments, and he mentions that, like, to do this, you need to do it before you put your guns on there. Otherwise, it doesn't quite fit on there.
Oh.
So that's why I'm like, I need to do my putties, because I've already got my guns on there.
I may do putty then.
But, wow.
Okay, and then there's another painting one for the U.S. There's a couple different ways you can try to paint these. So they're showing.
Yeah. The Twisted Clown, which we already talked about.
Quick reference sheet.
Oh.
People have been asking for it. So there it is, which is just basically what's in the back of the book.
Yeah. The fact?
Yeah. Well, what I'm happy is that they've updated 4 or 5 times already.
Yeah.
And so they're answering those questions pretty quick. So it isn't like you're waiting a year and people are still arguing, no, it says this, no, it says that. Which I've seen in other games.
And didn't one of your questions get answered in the fact?
Yes, it did. Yes, about the brutal. Because I was kind of like, well, if I shoot him with the brutal weapon, the vehicle, does it still count as brutal against the men?
Oh, yeah.
And I got answered. So I like that they're pretty quick about answering these. Even on the forums, they're pretty quick. I mean, they jump in.
Oh, yeah. Like, I actually asked a couple of questions, personal questions on Friday because I screwed something up, and both of them I answered how I could fix that or how it's not really a big problem. So I really appreciate that, how quick they answer stuff.
Yeah. And then there's the interview. Now, is this... Oh, this is MP3, so this is just audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is... I think this is the old one. Yeah, this was a while ago. I've actually listened to the whole thing, and it's been a while, so I kind of forgot the details, but there was a lot of interesting things in there. One of which he mentioned that, like, he'd be happy to answer questions from fans, which is why I brought it up, and Phil asked me to, like, write some questions. So that's why I need to get on that.
All right, and then they got products coming out, or actually already out.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to about that. And I'm just looking. I just got to the terrain stuff, which is your barrels, your oil tanks. I was looking what else, and they just got roads and concrete walls.
Oh yeah.
And that looks like about it for the Team Yankee website.
Yeah, so let's go to Flames of War. So yeah, at the top, that's the...
there it is. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go to this one because are all the buildings down here? No, I want to look at these buildings again. So this is the Flames of War premium property range coming out. All right. So there's a steelworks factory. I want that. It's coming out mid-May. Oh, why I was kind of like about paying ahead of time for these was because the problems they've had in the past. Like delays. And then they had a painting problem with the church, the Bastogne Church. So that got delayed even more. So I'm kind of, I want these, but then I'm thinking, here I'm putting all this money up front, but then
that's true.
When am I going to get this stuff? They say mid-May. Of course, but look at all the stuff in Team Yankee that got pushed back, and I've seen a lot of stuff in Flames of War be pushed back from what they say.
Of course, if they get pushed back too much, you might get a 7th building.
Okay, now there's a ruined building.
Oh, so you said you want the
Steelworks factory, yeah.
Oh, that's what it is.
Okay, so the Steelworks factory.
Okay.
I definitely want
okay,
that
yeah.
one because it's going to add some more color. Because I'm a lot of green and browns and some yellows.
And blues. We got some blues buildings.
Yes, you're right. I forgot about some of those. So this is going to add some color. And another factory. It's going to be nice. I want the roads too. The ruin building, I'm interested in because I do have the ones these are based off of that are intact.
Mm.
So you can put the intact.
Oh, yeah.
This,
Yeah, I noticed that.
You get these 3 items.
That's cool.
So it looks like each month, except for July, they're going to come out with one. I'm just looking May, June. July's not getting one. August comes to Clock Tower. I do want that one.
Cafes look interesting, but I don't.
The color. I don't like that green. I don't know what color that is. It looks like 1950s.
Pork horse is like I will call it.
I don't like the color. So that one I'm like, not very excited. I do like the awning, though, that they put over the windows.
Oh,
It's kind of different.
yeah.
But the color, the estate house, yes, I would like to have that one.
Damaged church.
Not so excited about that one. I like my Bastogne church.
Yeah.
And then when you pull down, they have the manor house. I've been waiting for this one. I keep checking. Oh, it's going to be coming out. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. And I never got the manor house. I do want the manor house, and I do like the farm with the barn.
The offer ends March 30th to get the upfront.
Yep. So I'm kind of in a quandary. I want them. I'm not excited about. I guess there's 2 of them I'm not excited about really. The cafe I like, but the color just. I don't like that. That color just doesn't.
They don't want to repaint it.
No. And that damaged Eastern church just doesn't excite me either. But the others I like. So I'm kind of like, do I pay as I go, or do I just get the thing and I get like one free? Yeah. But I don't want 2 of them. So.
Well, you have less than a month to decide.
Yeah. All right. So that's that. So I'm looking forward to that in the factory. So I'm back on the Flames of War website, pulling down. There's the factory again, and some Team Yankee stuff is sneaking in again on the Flames of War.
Yep.
It looks almost like the same thing because there's the Gorilla one. Let's play Team Yankee.
Skip over like the letter from Battlefront, which is the open letter they did pretty much to apologize for all their mistakes and what went wrong. And it's good to look at because
I'll have to read that because I somehow skipped over that.
Yeah, open letter from Battlefront, and they basically talk about their problems with communication and supply, which is interesting. So they is actually telling us about stuff, but at the bottom of it is like they reprinted like a recap of the New Year's article previewing what they're doing in 2016.
Oh, there's the Pacific one, and this tanks game, I'm not too sure about. After playing like Flames of Tanks and that other one, why not just play? We're just going to play 20 points in tanks.
Yeah.
And maybe a small. Well, you don't need a small. Well, maybe a 4x4 or something.
Yeah.
You know, throw some terrain out. I don't know if you need. Maybe it's going to have upgrades and stuff. The Flames of Tanks was neat, but there was only one route you went. If you didn't go that route, like extra shooting, if you move, you get to keep. I didn't like the skills.
And also it didn't matter what tank you had; they were all the same.
I'm trying to.
Flames of Tank. So you just
that's a little different. Yeah, Flames Tank's different than the. Which one am I thinking? Oh, Ace of. Tanks of Aces, whatever it was called.
Tank Aces.
That's the one I'm thinking about. That had the skill system that really you went this route. Everybody went this route because it kept your shooting at the same dice if you moved, and you didn't get the +1 for being. I forgot what it was, but everybody, boom, everybody picked that.
Yeah, I never played that. But some of the things also on there is like they doing something with mid-war.
Yeah, it went digital and updated.
That's cool. In the Pacific, that's the big thing. Where it's like, I wish I was still in Flames of War because
I do, but then I'm like, because I don't want to go through that rule book again because it's just
Because they got a Japanese force now.
Yep.
So, like, argh.
Well, we should say like late war
Yeah.
Japanese force.
Yeah, late war Japanese force.
Yeah, that.
And then Team Yankee.
Again. Yep.
And they mentioned that coming out with 2 more armies.
Yep. Was it going to be British and West Germany or something?
They gave non-subtle clues, but I'm not familiar enough to know what the clues are. Besides British, because, duh.
That's one a lot of people have been waiting for, is the British.
Yeah. Now, like, underneath that, underneath the pictures of the British, they mention the 2 existing Team Yankee nations will not be neglected. There will be the first Team Yankee digital exclusive briefing, starting with the tough Afghani paratroopers.
Oh.
This is where I found this. So, and they mentioned that for their digital release, they're still working on the logistics of it. But when you buy your army from digital, they're going to mail you your unit cards.
That's pretty cool.
And yeah, and this looks like a Russian Soviet infantry with the U.S. elite stats. And you look at the cards.
Oh wow, I'm going to be interested in that then.
Oh wait, they still hit on 3s, but
maybe a different force organization or a different organization chart.
Yeah.
So kind of change it up a little bit. Maybe some different rules.
So yeah, so stuff like that would be really exciting. Now,
well, I'm gonna have to look into that.
So that was the big one I wanted to see in this, the tank stuff and what's in the box. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to mention on there.
All right. So when we last left off, we were doing question of the week, and we stopped at 101. Now this is, from what we said earlier, this is going to be the last one we're going to do with this. But we answered it already. We're just going to check our answer.
Yeah.
And where'd that? Oh, I got it right here. Never mind. So 101 was a Panzer Grenadier platoon is dismounted and dug in with its armored mounted assault transports standing behind it. An enemy artillery bombardment hits one of the transports, but without destroying it. None of the infantry teams are hit. Does the platoon get pinned down? So there was A, yes, B, no. I said no, and you said yes. And the answer is yes, they do get pinned down. Oh, let me check something. It's an armored. You know what? I don't want to confuse myself.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to leave it at that, because I started going, well, why? And I'm like, no, I'm just going to confuse myself because I'm trying to get Team Yankee down, and I don't want to start throwing in the flames of war. So you were right on this one.
Yeah.
Yes, because I said no. So I was wrong.
I was right, but yeah, unless they start doing like questions of the week for Team Yankee, it's too easy to get confused.
Yes.
The rules are really similar, but different in key areas. So, but I think that's about it for the front page news.
Mm-hmm.
Our hobby.
Well, there's been a lot going, at least with me. I mean, in this segment, there's going to be a lot going on with me.
Yeah, I have more than a few things to say as well.
Yeah, because normally at this point, Flames of War, I had pretty much everything I need.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I even got the box set when we last did our... Did any of us have our stuff last time we did the podcast?
You mean for Team Yankee?
For Team Yankee. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, that's...
I don't think we did. No. So, so this is going to be quite an update.
Yeah.
So, I went Soviet.
Yeah, I went U.S. You made a list, and you start buying things to fit your list.
Right.
I'm just buying things that I'd like to use, because I think I still want a flexible list to try this, or this.
Well, I mean, we've been playing... I've been doing I've done about 4 or 5 battle reports, and so I've been tweaking my list down every time. And I found out this is kind of what I enjoyed playing. So that's.
But I think every 3 or 4 games I played. Well, at least one was a radically different list, and I realized, I want to play a lot of games to get a feel for stuff because I still have not used the mortars. I don't see a purpose for
I don't either. I'm like, it's smoke bombardment, but it's once. But then after that, well, you're running into infantry, maybe. But you.
Well, it's smoke bombardment. That if nothing else, that can block your observer.
Yeah,
and keep you from fire artillery.
Yeah,
it's also part of my formation, and it's cheap, so that might be one of those things like just throwing there to up my number of units.
That could be true. Yeah, but it's as far as my list, I wasn't going to buy anything. Well, I bought the starter box, of course, but I wasn't going to buy anything until I was sure. Like, I think this is what I want to play. So I played some games, and kept tweaking my list, and I was finally I think I was happy with this list, except for maybe the Gophers. They're good, but then you just can't use them on you can't use them on tanks. You can't use them on infantry unless the infantry is stationary and in bulletproof cover.
I don't think you can use them in
because it was
that's what guided. But I think guided AA means you can't even use them on infantry.
See, that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Guided AA cannot hit tanks or infantry. Oh, never mind. Okay, so it's very limited in its use. And so it's like, but they're running aircraft, it's going to be worth it. Anything else, it can't shoot anything else.
First, Team Yankee does have the rule that if, like, when we see each other's lists, you can decide, I'm not using this.
Oh, really?
Yes. That is one of the rules in Team Yankee for like, deploying. You can, like, say, like, I'm not using this unit.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Gopher right now. Yeah, it doesn't even have a machine gun.
So that's probably one reason for that rule is like, oh, you have absolutely no aircraft? I'm not bringing this in because it's pointless.
So, so I've been buying, and I've got all my T-72s. I've got my Min. My BMPs are coming, so I'm going to have those from our motor rifle company, plus my Recon, plus my Observer. And I will have my Carnations, and I have my 6 Hinds. Ooh, that is a beautiful sight. 6 Hinds on the table is a beautiful sight.
It was a beautiful sight while I was thinking about playing Soviets. Now, it's not a beautiful sight.
And I had the men to go with them. I have 2 frog feet.
I say foots because
I don't know.
If the name is the proper name is foot, and like I don't think you all want to change the name to feet.
So really, the only thing I'm missing is the Gopher and the Shilka, which is AA. They haven't put those out yet.
Yes.
So I'm now starting to get to where I'm painting them, and we went to the hardware store, and I was going to kind of do what they did in the book. I said, okay, I'll do this kind of green color, and I started kind of matching up some colors to it, and actually went more of a desert color.
Yeah. It does look nice.
It does. I'm actually like, wow, I'm actually glad I kind of did that. So I'm going to do a desert camo.
Yeah. I'm still going to do my black with like a ghost light blue and off-white. I still need to buy something to practice painting on, but I'm definitely going to go black as the solid color and then use those for camo. But what I have so far is I got a lot of stuff I still need to put together, but I do have 3 Abrams mostly put together. I got 3 more I need to put together. And because I messed something up, like my Abrams go have a big difference between them, at least for the back panel. Because one's not going to have the wheel because you don't have to.
Well, it's that wheel. I don't even know if you call it a wheel because I don't want people to get confused. You're taking off a wheel. It's like some covering over the wheel that's on that side skirting, right?
Well, it's actually a wheel, but it's like a spare wheel, or it's I forget what it is, but I found out that some tank teams actually take it off anyway, and depending on terrain, because mud gets up in there and messes things up. So exactly doesn't it make sense for them to not have it at all. There's also on the spruce. There's like an L-shaped thing. I didn't know where it was when I put my first 3 together. It's actually an alternate back panel where that plate would go.
Oh.
And it's for like the later models of the M1 and M1A1s. So,
which who knows? You know, if they keep continuing this and put out
Yeah.
it would be kind of like this is early war, mid-war, late war. You know, and kind of expand it on.
It's good, but so I think I probably have 1 or 2 tanks with the L on it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have one without the circle, one or 2 with the L's. But that'll be the 6 tanks. So I will still need more tanks, which I'm not looking forward to that.
No.
But that's what I have. I still only have a partially put together Cobra, so I need to put together another Cobra.
Now you're going to run 4.
I'm most likely going to run 4. So
I could not do. I had to do 6 Hinds. I'm sorry.
yeah,
It was all or nothing for me on that.
yeah, I can understand that.
And we'll get this just running my mind. The reason I went really Soviet, to let people know kind of why I really went Soviet, was I like the USA stuff, and I started playing USA. It's being able to use those things as transports. Wow. And I played a game where I used them transports, and it was very effective. Boom, I was right there on the objective, and you had to try to get over there.
Yeah, that was a problem. So I will admit, with 6 of those things,
I think it's people are like crowding the table and all that. And we kind of check the. It does take up some room on the table,
Yeah.
but it doesn't.
well, if we used to play sometimes at our local gaming store, and I see people with the 40K vehicles are much bigger. So I'm used to seeing stuff like that. So
Yeah, and I think that's another thing. Okay, my goal is by the end of spring break, everything in mine's going to be painted. Because I have the spring break off, so I'm just going to sit there and I'm going to get everything painted. Now, I'm not a painter. I hate painting. But I'm going to get it done because I want to take them to that convention we talked about in Oklahoma. Also, I want to take it to the store and people see them and get really excited and interested in playing the game.
for me, I'm going to be working on trying to get all my vehicles put together, which I should mention everything else I have. Also, I have a box of the M113s, PCs, which one's going to be a fifth, which I can't use for the stuff I own, and the other 3 are going to be PC transports. That will also be using the proxy in for other vehicles of that type, like the VATs and the mortars and other stuff, too. I'll get a feel for what I want for my list.
Yep.
And also I have a bunch of men that my first set of priming didn't go well, so I got to...
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That's kind of weird, because I've never had any problem with that paint before, so...
have to redo that, but yep, that's what I have so far. But then I think the next things I want is I need to get at least 1 box of M109s because I love the filigree. And technically should get 2, but that's what I can afford.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of your artillery,
Yeah,
and it's not fun.
I love those so much, and those are the whole reason why I this guy, he's my fist. That's the only reason I'm going to be. He's my fist, and that's the reason why. And eventually, I would like to have 10, not 10, at least 2 A10s. I'm still not sure I want to use them all the time, even though they're so awesome. There's still things about strike aircraft is I need to fit it in my list. So.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been thinking about is I've been looking online, reading people's list. Oh, you need more tanks in this. You need more tanks in this unit. You need more tanks in this unit. And when we played, 4 has been doing fine for me. I think you've been running. How many have you been running of Abrams?
I think I try to go sometimes 2 or 3, or 3 and 3.
Yeah, I think I normally ran 3 when I ran America.
Yeah,
and I don't know. Maybe it's just our play style. It hasn't been a problem.
Well, for me, it's one of my problems with the U.S. is you want at least 3 tanks, maybe 4, because if you get down low, it's I'm really hard, I'm really powerful, but if I take 1 or 2 damage, I gotta make a motivation check to or lose the unit, and lose that unit of Abrams hurt.
Yeah.
So that's why I still haven't found what's the sweet spot for me for the numbers. So that's why I'm focused on my numbers.
Yeah.
Which is thing I want to ask, like, are you going to be using your decals for your numbers for your tanks?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get them painted and then go from there.
Okay. Because I'm always big on trying to get the decals for the numbers. Because for me, I think that would be the easiest way to know what tank is in what unit. Especially like the last battle we had, where I had all mixed up.
It was what, 18 tanks? One unit had 10, one had 7. You had the
Yeah.
commander by himself.
Yeah, I think in that case you need to have at least some kind of way to be easy to see which is which. That's why I'm so focused on doing my numbering. And for me, my first tank would be the 66, and then the next two would be the 11 and 12. And then probably my second unit could be the...
Isn't it like 55?
55 is the second in command. The 30s is the third platoon. And that's what I'm working on, because I decided for my... And we'll have a second platoon, because the tanks I have now, I'm not going to have a commander in the cupola.
Okay.
But I think I will do that for my 21, the tank commander of my second platoon. But I don't want to paint him. So he's getting made much later.
Well, let's talking about the unit sizes, how it's been kind of working for us being smaller.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I want to go down to maybe like Oklahoma and play some other people, because then like, wow, I do need to add more. Like, no, everything's fine with just 4.
Yeah, and get a different set of the meta.
Yep.
One thing I have noticed, like when putting together trying to put together my men, clean them up, and looking on the assembly guide, what goes where and how to make them guys. And I know I have 2 sergeants, and one is for like the squad commander, and the other one's for the formation guy.
Yeah, this is a new vocabulary.
Yeah.
Like company commander. No, it's formation.
Yeah, it's formation. Because the thing is, you can have multiple formation guys in your army. I think both of us is mainly playing with one formation.
Right.
But you can have multiple formations. And a rule I've misread when I first saw it is you lose the game when all of your formations are gone. So I thought if you just lost one formation, you just lost the game, like it was in Flames of War.
Huh.
Because you have 2. But it just says you have to lose all your formations. So if you fail formation morale, that formation is gone. The others stay.
But it is easier for them to become, because they're going to have less.
That's true.
So it is easier for them to get to that point if you concentrate your fire correctly.
But then again, if I take a tank platoon, a mech platoon, I could get probably 4 or 5 units from my mech platoon with 15 to 20 points.
Right.
So that'd still be hard to wipe them out. And
it's
then
8 points per Abrams, I think.
Yeah, 8 points per Abrams. So my tank platoon would be 40 points. My mech would be 60 points, but my mech probably have more units in it.
Kind of interesting.
And you have to wipe both of them out to make me do a formation morale check.
Wow. I have to look into that rule. I didn't think about that.
And the other thing about it is, for me, if you lose one formation, your support should stay. So you not only have the other formation, you still have the support. Like the A-10s and all that lovely stuff.
Huh. I'll have to look into that, because that seems interesting that the support would also stay. When I could see in real life it would.
Yeah.
But in game terms, it just...
Yeah. Now that they bring that up, I'm not absolutely sure about that, but I'm pretty sure the support should stay. Because I think it's just the formation that leaves. But the point I want to bring up, like I said, it's I get 2 sergeants for my men, and there's another rule for when you put down your men, you pick a guy as your leader. So now I know what guy that is. I probably need to buy another box of men eventually if I want to have because the men, there's 2 size bases. If I want to have a commander for both of those size bases, I need to buy another box of men because I need. Unless I do not make a company commander.
Well, you're like me. I just don't see myself playing mech. At least for me. After some of these battles where the men have been on a table and it's just like, is the game over? I'm kind of reluctant to head towards that direction.
I don't think will play pure mech, but I think I have 1 or 2 mech formations.
Okay, that I do have.
Yeah.
I do have like 1 mech. Not very many men in the assault troops that go in the Hind. That's pretty much the only men I'm running.
Yeah. Well, this will be for a while for me because dealing with mechs is really expensive because I need to buy men and the M113s, and that's like 8 points, 6 to 8 points for like $80. So like 20, I'll get 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah.
And that's a lot to pay, so it's not something I'll be working towards soon.
I understand you like the painting part.
But that's something I would like to have the option to do, but that's a long term goal. But yeah, for me, the next thing I want to get is the M109s and then the A10s. And then I get to see what else I want. Because most likely I also go to probably want VATH. Actually, looking over at those Hinds, yeah, I think I probably should get VATH really, really soon.
Love my Hinds. Okay, speaking of putting models together, compared to the U.S., the Soviet stuff is a pain to put together. Even the tanks. Because they have little, like, I don't know if it's like smoke dischargers or something that's on the front that are hard to put on. I was having trouble with that. If you got tweezers, it really does help. And then there's like a searchlight or something. And the thing kept popping out and all this, and I kept losing. The thing was, if I was on the carpet, if I had carpeting down where I was building it, I would have lost them. Wow. I was lucky it was a wood floor, so I could find that and try to get it back in there. But man, Soviet stuff, because it went right on the side of the gun barrel, so it's you're trying to get your finger next to the hole, which isn't really allowing you to get that searchlight in there.
Yeah.
So if you have tweezers, it helps. But then if you squeeze the tweezers too hard, the thing goes flying.
Yeah.
And you have to go find it on the wood floor. And Cobra, okay, that didn't take very. Hinds, oh my gosh!
You kept texting me like, I hate Hinds. I hate putting together Hinds.
Oh wow, that was. I had 2 of them already together, so I had to do 4. Okay, your Cobras, your blades are already. No, you had to put them together, didn't you? I can't remember now.
I haven't put together I already got the body of my Cobra together. I need to have it dealt with the blades yet.
You know, there's like put the halves together, and there's this little piece that goes here. There's these 2 little pieces on the front. Then, do you want them with the wheels out or wheels in? Oh, here's how you do this one. So you have to put all these pieces in there, and then the rotors and all. And by the time you're done, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm done.
Well, I did put extra work into my Cobra. Because I want mine to stand on the landing skirts, and it took me a while to figure out like how much weight I need to put in there.
Yeah, I had to put weight on the front of my Hinds. Oh, so when they land, they're not doing a wheelie.
Yeah. Since you have the option to do that, yeah, you definitely need to do that. But for me, I thought I put enough weight in there, but it wasn't enough. So I think. It might have been Battletech. Yeah, I think it was Battletech because they have metal models, and the spruce is metal. So I took some. They had a lot of straight, flat pieces of metal that I could glue right in there, and that gave me enough weight so I can stand on its own.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm getting everything painted now. Everything's together.
Yeah. I
just got to paint it now, and just waiting for the AA to come in, my BMPs, which should be tomorrow. So
yeah. So for me, I need to put put everything I have together, and though the maintenance is going to take a while for me, and in fact, I'll probably be painting my vehicles while I'm doing that. So, next time we probably do a battle report, probably a good 70-80% of it will be non-proxy.
Non-proxy. Yep, that'd be nice.
All right, soldier, at ease. What is it?
Sir, I just got the Recon report in. There's some interesting developments in it. The report says...
Okay, so I got to bunch of my Team Yankee stuff, so I've been having to put those together, and I'm not much of a modeler. Even when I was a kid, I think when I was a kid, maybe 3 models I put together in my whole life when I was a kid. It just wasn't something I found fun. Painting wasn't fun for me. So I've been putting these models together, and I've been using a couple of different glues, and I ran out. So I've been having to put the side skirting on my T-72s and fix some stuff up. So I had to go get some new glue, so I went down today and got some glue. Haven't bought it before, and I found it was about what I was paying for the other one, but I got double the amount.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, it sounds like good, and it's a brand that people would recognize. So it's been, people talk about it, it's really, really good. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. So I bought 2 bottles of it, and it is Gorilla Glue with a brush and nozzle. So you have a choice. Do you want to drip it out, or do you want to brush it on?
Oh.
And this stuff, I put the side skirting on. And a lot of times, you have to hold it. Like some of the stuff I was using before, like 15 seconds, still sometimes it didn't hold.
Yeah.
30 seconds, sometimes it didn't hold. A minute, sometimes it didn't hold. This stuff, I was maybe 5 seconds at the most. It was held. This stuff is awesome.
Have you used it on metal yet?
No. Because I was just putting the plastic fenders on the plastic tanks. So I've not used it on metal.
You got the carnations. Anything on the carnations you need to glue?
No, that's all glued together.
All right.
So, yeah, metal, I don't know. It's for metal.
It says metal, but...
I've heard about Gorilla Glue, people talking about it. Boy, it's really good. What's funny is, the bottle you buy is kind of tall and everything, but if you really look, it's only half filled.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, well, I feel kind of cheated. So I looked at how many ounces there are in there, compared to what other companies are selling theirs.
Oh.
And you're getting more for about the same price. And this stuff, that's awesome. I mean, I hate to say the word all the time, but this, I don't see myself buying any other glue. Now, if it doesn't work for metal, then I'm going to think about something. But
I have some metal I'm putting together, and I had trouble. I gave up putting it together because I put glue in the sockets, put it on, and held it for like 5-10 seconds. I had like an indentation on my thumb of that metal, and it still didn't stick.
Oh.
So
it's got 2 caps. So you have the very top cap you can untwist, and if you pull it out, pull the cap off, you have where you can drip. You're used to seeing super glues have. I'm going to put the cap back on. Then down below, like you're taking a cap off a pop bottle or something like that, you get the other cap off, and that's where your brush is located.
Oh, that's a brush?
Yeah, it's. Be careful, don't spill on my table, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and it's, And so, I actually don't use that much because I started wiping it off the side of the container, and there's not much glue, because it doesn't take much glue at all.
Wow.
For this stuff to work. And wow, this stuff. I don't see myself buying any other. Now, then again, what if it doesn't work on metal? But from what I've seen, and this is what it says, a 10-second hold. I'm looking in front of the container, or the carton here.
Well, I think you sold me.
Yeah. So again, this is Gorilla. Now, we're not getting endorsements or anything. It's kind of like, I wish somebody would have told me about this. Saying this stuff. Because I've had people talk about this glue and that glue, and it's like complete stuff, this stuff. And wow. So it's super glue, brush and nozzle. So it has both of them. Takes 10 seconds to bond. Less than that, I would say.
It might take 10 seconds for metal.
Maybe. You might be right. And it says it's impact tough, so it sounds like it's got a really good bond. So I like that you got the choice. And this stuff, you don't, like what you were holding. Sounds like you don't have that problem with this.
Wood, rubber, leather.
Does it say anything about metal?
Oh yeah, I skipped
Okay.
that part. Is it wood, metal,
Actually,
cement?
read off what it says it's for. We'll get that.
Oh, plastics has a
Asterisk.
asterisk.
Well, I think that's like styrofoam or something.
Oh, yeah.
It'll eat into some of that kind of stuff.
Wood, metal, ceramics, rubber, leather, paper, and more.
All right, so it said metal.
Hey. Yep, you sold me. I need to get some.
Yeah.
Or
It
more stuff to buy.
You get more glue at less price, and it works great. Haven't tried metal though.
More war!
Really? More war! Yeah. We haven't done this one for a while.
Yeah, probably before Team Yankee, we had been like 8-9 months since we last played a game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I guess let's talk about the mini campaign we did.
Yeah, which is up on YouTube. Well, I'm getting the last one done, so
Yeah.
it may not be up there yet, but it's the one from the book, the 3 scenarios from the book, 3 scenarios from the rule book, based on the novel.
Yeah,
There we go.
and like the first one was interesting.
Oh, hold on. Just kind of give people understand what's going on.
Oh.
You were playing
Soviets.
Soviets. I was playing U.S.
Yes, yeah,
And we were going through all 3 of them, and then when we're done, I'm going to play Soviets and you're going to play U.S.
yeah,
Which is going to happen sometime in the future, not near, because that second scenario. Well, we'll get to that second scenario.
Yeah.
But, so
the,
it kind of let people know what
Yeah.
the situation was.
the first mission wasn't too bad, though it also feels kind of coin flippy,
Yeah.
which is kind of bad because it affects the second battle a lot.
Yeah, it's basically, I had 1 tank, 1 Abrams. You had 3 T-72s, and I had to be in the middle, and you had to be out there where I can see you, and I get to move, but I get first shot, and I get 2 shots.
Yeah,
And possibly take out 2 of your tanks, 1 or none, and I took out none.
yeah.
So then you get to go.
Fired 3 times and I did nothing.
I think you hit me twice.
Oh, yeah,
I just bounced. I made my saves.
Yeah,
Oh no, you bailed me out,
belly out.
but I automatically get back in being in HQ.
Oh, yeah.
I think I saved 1 and you bailed me out in the other.
He also have like a rule you can like fire when bailed out anyway.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. And then I came and I shot 1 up, and so basically it came down to I don't want to spoil it, but the spoiler alert. Okay. I destroyed your 3 tanks. You didn't destroy mine. So because I won, I got to bring the Abrams into the next battle.
Yeah.
If you would have won, whatever tanks you had left the next battle.
Yeah. And
So I do agree with you. It's just a coin flip is who's going to win that game.
yeah. The second one is I didn't like it.
I did not like that one either.
And I think for me it's because I don't like the way you had to play the Soviets in that scenario.
Well, it's not fun for the U.S. either. I don't think it's fun for either side.
Yeah, I still think I'd rather be U.S., but I don't know. Yeah, it's just the fact that the Soviets, if you lose the T-72s early, then the only way you can win is push the Abrams back in close combat and then surround their objective. And don't really like that.
Yeah.
Also the fact that night fighting hurts the Soviets and did... Well, it still hurts the U.S. a little bit, but it was functionally nothing.
It hurts the same for both sides, but it penalizes the Soviets.
Yeah, the Soviets have a +1 hit on everything.
Because of the darkness rules.
Yeah.
Where U.S. has that thermal imaging, it's going to get rid of that +1.
Yeah. We're supposed to have to roll for distance, but the tanks just roll... The tanks just roll 2 dice to take the highest, whereas, as well as the U.S. infantry, whereas the Soviets men only roll 1 die. As well as like the Soviets only had like 2 6 infantries, they're almost useless. I mean, like, they're really good for taking out infantry, but you only have 4 guys.
Oh, yeah.
And they can't assault, so they can't even do anything to the tanks. So it just felt like the Soviets had a lot of useless stuff in there.
I just wonder, because I played the ambush wrong, and both of us, neither of us caught it. I don't know how we didn't catch that. So I don't know. I guess it would have possibly made a difference. I don't know. It's still, what it came down to was your infantry finally came in, and I had my tank sitting there, and you were trying to assault, not insult, but assault them, and they have nothing. If I roll a 1.
Yeah.
If I roll a 1 on my save, first you have to roll a 5 or a 6.
And you roll 5 or 6, then you need to roll a 1.
Yeah. And it just wasn't happening. And then it got to a point that I had them set up where I was getting defensive fire every time you came in. I would pin you, they'd get knocked back, and you'd lose 1 or 2 guys. And it just, what, that go for 45 minutes to an hour?
Yeah.
Of that?
And after all, we just sped it up, and it still took a while.
Yeah.
But it just, I guess I don't like, that's my only way to win. That's why I did not enjoy that.
Yeah.
Even though I guess that kind of follows Soviet doctrines, like you need to go that direction, throw more men. They kill those guys, throw more guys.
Well, it's also based off the novel, too, which the Soviets weren't the smartest tacticians in that novel.
Those sound like, from reading the forums, that maybe that is kind of like what the Soviet doctrine was back then. That's how they portray stuff.
I don't know.
But I guess it's for them. It's not quite as bad as it seemed. It's just that's how they're trained to work. And that's what the soldiers, I guess, train for. That's their mission. Is like go in and try and do as much damage as possible. If you go down, someone's going to come back to finish your job for you.
Yeah. All right. So then we played just yesterday. We played the 3rd scenario, which you get like 10 million T-72s.
Only 26.
And they were almost all on the table at the same time.
Yeah. Well,
against my, I had 5 Abrams plus 4, which I didn't put in, I put an ambush in a mech platoon with just 4 men.
Yeah.
Which had 2 dragons. That was the only thing able to hurt your tanks, was 2 dragons. The other guys, cannon fodder. Well, even if they assault, they can't do anything. They're anti-tanks 2 in assault, if I remember. Well, they have a law, which would be 12. No, it's 12 on your side, so they can't even do anything. And then I had the 2 warthogs.
Well, the warthogs matter a lot.
Yeah.
And like I start with 8 tanks on the board, but the other 18 is in reserves.
Delayed reserves.
Delayed reserves, yeah. So it took forever. So for the most part, I just felt like I was just getting punched in the face, punched in the face, punched in the face, punched in the face.
And they had a lot of tanks, though.
Yeah, it just
I had to punch you in the face. I mean,
it's like my handcuff. I'm just getting punched in the face, punched in the face, punched in the face.
Yeah, because what happened was there's these 2 lines of force with the road going down the middle, and I'm way on the other side of the board, and you're stuck behind forest, so you can't even shoot me really. Yeah. And I've got the range on you. Yeah, always uphill battle. But eventually, it felt like the handcuffs came off, and like, oh, that was on. Except for I got short arms, you got really long arms, so you can still punch me. I was just getting punched in the face. I was like chopping it on you. But when I finally got into your range, and I like, finally, sweet miss. I hit, and like, oh, I will knock you out. Yeah, that was some bad rolling on my part. That game was up and down. Yeah, as far as rolling goes, because there's times like you just rolled awesome, and then times like you couldn't buy a 3, and then the same thing happened to me. Except for I rolled badly most of that game. Like first 4 or 5 turns, bad. Hail Mary! Oh wow, I connected, and wow, you almost went down, stood back up, and then I hit you again, and like knockdown. 1, 2, 3, 8. Oh, you stood back up. And then I just put everything in the final KO. Yeah, that was a tough battle. I was like, I don't know how you're going to win this. And then at the end, it's like, I don't know if I'm going to win this. It was interesting, but I think my problem with it was like, is
stripped down a lot of elements I like in the game. That is like, it just felt like it's kind of like one-sided uphill battle for one side.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see...
Because there's nothing the Soviets could do about the A-10s. Because you could always put them out my range.
Correct. Because you only have a 20-inch AA. Because tank is all you had.
Yeah.
So I would just move them beyond the 20 inches, and then I would shoot just my rockets at you.
Yeah. So that's the time where, like, it'd be nice to have, like, gophers off to the side. Because it's like, yeah, you're not outraging those.
Or shilkas or something. Yep.
Shulkers would be nice, but they got to be closer. Whereas the gophers could just...
Well, 30... Well, within 32.
Yeah, but the gophers is like...
Hooked across the table.
80.
Yeah. So yeah, these scenarios were interesting, but boy, if the game was these scenarios,
Like,
no, I would not be playing the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if playing these scenarios will actually attract or deter interest.
Well, it's just I just look at it as a change of pace.
That's true. Okay, 56 inches is the range for the gophers.
Oh, really? I thought it was longer than that.
Yeah. So I guess if you're in the corner, there's some places you can't hit.
Wow, 56. Yeah, but the chances of that happening.
But still, it's like, you're in the corner, I can't reach the other side of the corner.
Oh, and you know what? It can't shoot when it moves, so you do have to be careful where you put it.
Yeah. But also, if in the corner, you still cover like 90% of the board.
Yeah. Yeah, you limit where they're going to be.
Yeah. Whereas the Shulkas, you need to be in the middle of the board to have that same kind of coverage. And there's still kind of places you can't be on the board. But yeah, overall, I think it's just missing so much stuff that I'd rather have in the game.
Well, I guess if you, except for the last scenario, if you don't have very many models, they work. Except for the last one, because you need... We started, like, when a tank gets destroyed, because we didn't have that many T-72s, we started taking T-34s and replacing them. And taking that T-72 back out so we could reuse it.
Yeah.
We still didn't have enough.
We also used the carnations.
Yep.
Because, like, if we both bought, like, the box set for Soviets, that still wouldn't be enough T-72s.
Well, that wraps up another episode of War Journal, Flames of War. Your host, Arthur and Tracy, thank you for listening to this episode. You can find us on iTunes. If you like the episode, please subscribe and leave a positive review. You can find us on Facebook at Flames of War. And please like us. In addition, you can follow us on Twitter at warjournal_FOW. You can also find us on YouTube. Search for Tracy George, Flames of War. You can read Arthur's blog at chaosmagicwizards.blogspot.com. Finally, you can email us at warjournalflamesofwar@gmail.com. War Journal Flames of War is all one word, so no spaces are required. Also, please share the show on any social media of your choice. So, until next time, as always, have a good game.